So after my last video, a couple of people told me that as soon as I try this Siberia, I have to do a video. So before I start, I just want to say that if you are not used to tobacco or using tobacco, or you don't have a very high tolerance for nicotine, you should not do this. This is really not something to play around with. It could probably make you really sick, and it wouldn't be a good time. Overdosing on nicotine is not fun, and yeah, so use at your own risk. Siberia White Dry Portion. So it's been a while. I purposely did not vape or smoke a pipe or dip or anything for at least an hour before I did this, and I just ate not too long ago. So hopefully this won't make me sicker than heck. But I'm just gonna crack this open. There we go. She's cracked open. It smells so strong, man. Like strong mint. That's what they look like. Pretty big. They're pretty big pouches. Just a really nice minty, fresh mint smell. Like a nice strong mint gum or something. I think I said last time it kind of smells fishy, but I don't smell it now that it's cracked open. So once again, Siberia White Dry Portion. The regular size portions are 43 milligrams of nicotine per gram. Each pouch has 0.8 grams of tobacco in it, for a total of 34.4 milligrams of nicotine. So I think last time I said it was like 38 milligrams and it was equal to like 30 cigarettes, one pouch. But it's actually about 28-ish, 28 cigarettes in one pouch of this. So it's just ridiculous. Here we go. She's in there. I'm just going to try one for now. So, who knows how long this is going to take to kick in. The videos that I've seen, it's pretty fast acting on when other people try it. But it doesn't really taste that minty right when you put it in. It smells way stronger than it tastes. But I can tell you something for sure. It is burning the crap out of my lip. It is it stings. Dang. This is the worst burn I've ever had out of any dip or snus or anything. It should go away after a minute. When it starts burning like that, it starts to go away after a while. It's almost like it's getting numb now. But it hurts. That sucker hurts. I don't know. I might just swallow the juice, but just in case I need to spit, I got this mud jug here. This is the Outlaw Wild Watermelon mud jug. I got some of this dip too, and every once in a while I like a flavored dip, and the Outlaw Wild Watermelon is made by Tough Guy Chew. You can get it on toughguychew.com. It's really good. It tastes At first, when you first put that in, or this in, it tastes like a watermelon candy, like a kind of like a watermelon blow pop or a lollipop. And then as time goes on, it changes more to like a watermelon bubblicious bubblegum flavor. Okay, the burn's going away now. So while we're just waiting to see what the heck this is going to do, I figured I might as well have something else to talk about. So I went down into my tobacco cellar and I got out my 2 oldest tins of pipe tobacco. The 2 most aged, I guess, vintage tins. I think, I don't know, I guess everybody has their own definition or time period that would qualify a tin of pipe tobacco to be vintage. But to me, I'd say 10 years for sure, to me, is a vintage pipe tobacco. And I find like most pipe tobaccos, when they're 5 to 7 years old, that seems to be like a general like sweet spot. That's when they've had enough time to fully develop, to meld together, to kind of mellow out a little bit, for them to develop that depth of flavor yet smoothness. And I just really enjoy them from 5 years and older. So I'll start with my oldest tin first. And it is a tin of McClelland Personal Reserve Series. Now, you'll notice it doesn't say what blend this is. It just says Personal Reserve. Like normally it'll say like Blackwoods Flake, and then over here it'll say Personal, and then over here it'll say Reserve. But this is the old school, and it just says Virginia's Orientals, like all the regular McClelland's tins, I guess. But what this is a tin, and this label is like foil, so it's not going to show up very well. It's a tin of St. James Woods back in the day when it was made exclusively for Levin Pipes International in Vermont. So Levin Pipes is I don't think it's around anymore, and Mr. Levin passed away, I believe, a few or several years ago, if I'm not mistaken. And St. James Woods, you can see this tin is uncracked. St. James Woods is absolutely my favorite Virginia Perique flake of all time, hands down. And it's by a mile. I've tried a whole bunch of different Virginia Perique blends, and this one is just fantastic. I don't know what it is. Something about McClelland's Virginias and just the quality of the leaf that they start with, and the way that they let it mature before they, throw it in the tin. And I think that has to do, like the ketchup, tangy barbecue, vinegary smell that you smell, and like that's the classic McClelland smell when you crack the tin. I think that has to do with that process. But anyway, this tin is coming up on, it's 27 years old. It was tinned in 1991. And it's coming up on 28 years old. And I think what I'm going to do is, once this turns 30 years old, I'm going to crack it open. And I guess we'll smoke this together. This is 100 grams. I'll smoke it and I'll send it to some of you guys. I'll send some samples out. So I'm really looking forward to that. And I have a tin of St. James Woods. I think it's from, it's like 2008 or 9, or it's 2011. I can't remember. but it's pretty well aged too. I really wish we could, I wish they were still making this, wish McClellan was still around so we could compare some 30-year-old Virginia Woods to some, you know, some fresh, not Virginia, did I say Virginia Woods? St. James Woods to some brand new Virginia Woods. That would be really cool. Okay, anyway, my second oldest tin, also from McClellan. Of course, this one is Christmas cheer, as you can see. And you can tell this is an older tin. I believe the newer one said Christmas cheer pipe tobacco. Somehow, something with like the regulations, how they change over the years with the labels. They just have to, they made them put pipe tobacco on there for some reason, I think. If I'm wrong, let me know in the comments. Let me know if that's wrong, just correct me down there. This one is a tin from 1997, which coincidentally is the year that I graduated from high school. The bottom's kind of worn off, but you can just barely make it out. It says 97 right there. It's worn off because this bottom part, you can probably see it right there, is bulged out. It's like, whoop. And then the top, look, the lid, it don't even fit on there anymore because the top of it is so bulged out that it dented this hard edge. Look how freaking bulged up that is, son. And it is steel sealed. Now sometimes when they do this, and by the way, if you have any tins that are bulged out like this, it's not a bad thing. I've heard some people say before that, look, this isn't supposed to happen, like there's mold in here. No, that's not true. And if you look, there's a video from, oh gosh, I can't remember who it's from. Maybe the Diabetic Man? It's where he's talking to Mike McNeil at the Cancer Pipe Show, and Mike says, when they're bulged out like this, it's a perfect thing. So, and it is, and it's just a result of fermentation going on in the tin. Good stuff's happening in here. This is the reason you sell their tobacco, so that this can happen. Now, not all tins do this. The St. James Woods didn't do it. And I've seen some 1997 Christmas cheers that did not do this. And I don't know why it's hit or miss like this. It could be, now these tins when they start out are partially vacuumed. They still leave a little bit of air in here to like kickstart the aging process or whatever. Hold on just a second. It gets the, I'm going to put another one of these in because, I mean, I don't know if it's just me and like my tolerance or what, but got one over here and one over here. But it's not really anything crazy so far. I have no doubt that when that what they say is the truth, that the nicotine content is accurate and that it is extremely strong. But like I said before, my tolerance is pretty gosh dang high. So we'll see what happens. I should have started I brought my phone so I could start a stopwatch, but I totally forgot. It's been at least probably 5 minutes by now. It doesn't say on my camera screen. But like I was saying, they leave a little bit of air in these tins just because the tobacco, it needs a little bit of oxygen to get the fermentation process started. And while there's still oxygen in there and the tobacco begins to ferment, usually within 30 days of being put in the tin, this thing is burning, man. Gosh dang. It's burning. It'll go away in a minute, but dang, this has a fiery sting. it's got a nice mint flavor, but it's not nearly as powerful as what you smell in the can. But anyway, while there's still oxygen in there, and the fermentation process starts, in the presence of oxygen, that's called aerobic fermentation. And once all of the oxygen is used up that's left in the tin, it switches over to anaerobic fermentation, or there's no oxygen, in a non-oxygen environment, I guess. So I don't know, like, since this is partially under vacuum when it starts, something goes on that makes the tobacco's like off gas. It's got to be the sugars. Of course, Red Virginia is very high in sugar and oils, so it's got to be that being consumed by the bacteria that's in there. And when I say bacteria, I'm talking about like beneficial, like good bacteria. So here's the leaf that was inside of the Christmas cheer from 1997. I won't read this whole thing to you, but I'll just give you some information about the single crop that this is from. It says, this 1997 blend is made with a special selection of the finest 1991 crop orange and red North Carolina flue-cured tobaccos. So 1991, 27. So the tobacco's like 30. I don't know. It's old. 37? Is that right? I don't think that's right. That's not right. 27. Yeah, because this is the same. This crop is from the same year that this was 10. So this is 27 years ago that this Christmas cheer was grown and harvested. So it's very special, and I don't mean for this, like, I hope you guys don't feel like I'm trying to brag about tobaccos that I have, because I'm not anybody special. I'm just a regular dude. I don't have a ton of money. I just have a regular job. I just am kind of a pipe hobbyist like most of us here. There's nothing, I don't have any inside connections, any secret information on how to get like all these tobaccos. I just started smoking a pipe back when McClellan was still around, and of course I didn't start in 91 or 97. I bought these tins from an individual's private cellar, so I just bought them. And like when I talk about having, like, if that's one reason I don't know if I'm gonna do a cellar video, is because I don't know, man. I just feel like a lot of times people look at it, they perceive it as somebody showing off or something like that. So I've had a lot of requests to show my cellar, but I go back and forth. I want to show it to you guys because you want to see it, but I don't want you to feel jealous or anything like that, or bad or anything. Like I said, when I crack these open, both of them, any tin that you see me crack open, I'll offer a sample, a couple of samples to a few people every time I crack open a tin. I have no problem with that. It's not like I'm hoarding this crap to myself. But I don't want you to feel bad or anything. Like I don't have any connections or anything. I just check around a lot. I check the website. Like, I have Stonehaven and I have a whole bunch of Penzance and stuff. But it's because I'm always checking. And in case you haven't heard before, there's a Facebook group. Let me just check, because I want to tell you what the name of it is. I want to tell you the correct name of it. But there's all kinds of information put out there all the time about hey, it's in stock over here, or it's in stock over there, go get it, you know. Like um, like Balkan Sabrani, or the friggin' what is it, JF Germain's or Esoterica. It's all on here. It's all out there if you just look for it. Esoterica Pipe Tobacco Club on Facebook. Go put in a request to join the group. I think there might be a few questions that you have to answer. And, you know, just when you're in there, just be respectful. And there's plenty of nice people in there that'll help you out to find these hard to get elusive tobacco blends. So that's about all I had. I'm not really feeling some kind of crazy buzz or anything. And I'll switch one of them down to the bottom. Move them around a little bit. Give them a little fresh spot to soak in. But maybe I'll come back in a few minutes and see how they're doing. But I don't know. I thought it was going to be like comparable to when you smoke like an extremely strong pipe tobacco, like a Samuel Gawith Brown Kendall Twist or whatever it is, or some Black Double X, that rope tobacco, or Peterson's 3Ps, the Peterson's Perfect Plug. Man, when I smoke that, it's so friggin' strong. I don't inhale pipes or anything. I just smoke normal. Just draw it into my mouth and retrohale it and just blow it out. I don't breathe it in at all. And it's so strong, it gives me the hiccups, the nicotine hiccups, big time. And I can't even finish a whole bowl, even in a small pipe. It's just a nicotine powerhouse. I thought that was how this was going to be. But it's not. It definitely satisfied like my nicotine needs or whatever. But yeah, give it a try. Go ahead and give it a try. But like I said, if you're new to snus, or new to tobacco in general, I would recommend starting out with something a little bit different. Like if you want to try snus, maybe give General Snus a try, or I don't know, maybe Camel. I think they still make Camel and Skull snus and stuff like that. But yeah, maybe start with something a little lighter like that, because if you're new, this might make you sick. I don't know. But I haven't really felt the need to spit or anything, so I'm gonna give this a few more minutes while I'm hanging out, and then I'll come back and let you guys give you an update, see how it's going. Check in a little bit. Nah, I'm just kidding. Well, it's been a while. I don't know how long it's been, like maybe a total of 45 minutes probably. And I still got the Siberia in there. 2 pouches. Haven't taken them out or anything. I haven't spit out any of the juice. And I feel alright. I definitely feel it, but it's not anything crazy. It's more nicotine than I would really like to take in one dose or whatever. But it's just like a real relaxed feeling, and maybe just a tiny bit of elevated heart rate, but flavor's still good. Has a little slight bit of saltiness to it now, but it's nice. Siberia, I'll probably use these one at a time at work. So what was I? Oh, one thing I forgot to mention when I was talking about when you go in your cellar and if you see any of your tins that are bulging up like this, you just want to go check on them every once in a while and make sure that this is still firm And if it's bulged up like this and it's easy to push down and it goes up and down, then the seal may have broken, and you need to get it out of there and get it in a jar so that it doesn't dry out. But yeah, I forgot to mention that. I started to say it, but then I put in that other pouch of Siberia and I forgot what I was talking about or something. Anyway, this has been my experience with Siberia White Dry Portion Snus. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys are enjoying your pipes, enjoying your life. Stay out of trouble, and I'll check you guys out next time. See you later.